year, but then fell short against the Thunder without their star, Luka Doncic, who was out with an injury. The Lakers have promised that they are willing to go all in this summer, according to our own Dave McMenamin. Luka's first and foremost desire is an A-list center. Now, the Lakers have multiple decisions to make this offseason, and there are multiple players who are either unrestricted free agents or have player options. The Lakers could have $50 million in cap space, depending on if they retain their own free agents. And so now let's think a little bit forward here. If the Lakers have both a star center and LeBron James and a healthy Luka Doncic, where could they potentially fall in the West, Vinny?
Who's the star center?
Well, I don't know. They gotta go get one.
No, not you.
Oh, okay. I'm like, this is a rhetorical question?
Rhetorical question. Who's the star center? What happens with Austin Reeves? Where's LeBron's quote-unquote number? Not that the number matters, but the number indicates where LeBron believes this team is going to be, because you're going to have to show him a plan for him to invest in. We joke about LeBron is coaching GM, but LeBron is coaching GM kind of has worked. It doesn't. The only time it didn't work, y'all, is when he lobbied for Russell Westbrook. But other times, that usually guarantees a trip to June. The problem is LeBron James will be 42 years old in December. And I don't know if team building with Luka Doncic, if we're going to look at Dallas as the model. And I know that Nico Harrison, it cost him his job trading Luka Doncic. But before he traded Luka Doncic, he built an NBA Finals team around Luka Doncic with very specific tenet poles, right? Length on the wings, athleticism to defend, size and length at the rim. That enabled them to get past a very good Western Conference. They ran into a buzzsaw in Boston, but let's just assume that that is the model. Where does LeBron James fit into that at 42 years old? Do you have the shooting around him? Can you get an athletic, defensive-minded big? If Jalen Duren's on your radar, and that would have a lot would have to go wrong because he's a restricted free agent. He's not in the mode of a Derek Lively, of a Daniel Gafford. He's not that type of center. He's more skilled, but he's not the rim protector that those guys are. They're two different types of players. Not saying you have to do it exactly like Dallas, but if Dallas is the model, then I don't know if they can do that this season unless they pull some real magic.
Perk?
And the magic is going to have to be maybe revisiting the relationship with Anthony Davis. I mean, that's the only A-list center that's going to be out there, a big, that could actually get them over the hump. And by the way, if you're DeAndre Ayton, how do you feel about seeing these comments right now? Seriously, like, I think he has another year on this deal. If you're DeAndre Ayton, you got to feel horrible right now. You got to feel unwanted. And people call me everything but a child of God when I said, hey, DeAndre Ayton, man, you know, you done been on, you former number 1 overall pick, the Phoenix Suns. They gave up on you. Portland Trail Blazers couldn't wait to get rid of you, and that they look better without you. All of a sudden, Luka Doncic is saying he need an A-list center. Like, I want to go out on a limb and say maybe they could go pull a string and get a Daniel Gafford, and I love Daniel Gafford, but I just don't know if that puts them to the point of getting to the NBA Finals. Especially when you think about OKC, the Spurs, Denver Nuggets, like Jokic is still there. Minnesota is still there. I wouldn't put the Lakers ahead of any one of those teams. The only thing I could see is them revisit the relationship with Anthony Davis. I don't know what AD wants. I don't know what's going on with him and the Washington Wizards. But let me say this. If I'm the Lakers, though, I definitely can't invest all of my money into Luka and Austin Reeves as my franchise guys. I'm going to say this again. If the Lakers are trying to get to the promised land and trying to win another championship, Austin Reeves and Luka together cannot be your two best players to lead you to a championship. You cannot have two guys that are defensive liabilities that's leading the charge. I'm sorry. So yeah, they got a lot of things to figure out. I'm glad to see his reports out there that they're somewhat prioritizing LeBron James a little bit, because going into this offseason after they was swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder, I said that LeBron needs to be priority over Austin Reeves. LeBron is still more valuable to that franchise over Austin Reeves. And I believe Austin Reeves is a hell of a player. I really do. I just don't believe that he's a second option guy alongside Luka to get the Lakers to where they're trying to go.
First and foremost, the Lakers need to figure out how they have someone that can play some defense. Maybe it's a center that plays at both ends of the court. Maybe some depth on the bench, some shooting. They could use a couple of different things. But yes, I think everyone agrees with you that you can't prioritize Luka, Austin, LeBron, and nothing on the
second guys in the conference. And I think that's a fair question.
Thoughts on Reeves?
And I think if you're the Lakers, you have to ask yourself the question: what's the best way to build around Luka Doncic in the future? We can say all these things about Nico Harrison and the mistakes that he made, but he did build a team that brought the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals. Length, athleticism, size at the rim, and you saw what Luka Doncic could do. That is the formula. Does Austin Reeves fit into that formula at the price point that he's going to demand or that the market could call for? That's where the rubber is going to meet the road.
So that's one piece. Let's go back to the original piece, and we'll get Wendy back in here in a second. But Monica, I want to start with you. LeBron James, the idea of taking less money to stay with the Lakers and help facilitate a championship team. Smart idea? Something you could see happening or no?
I think it's a fine idea. I mean, the man is a billionaire. Like, again, what's important at this point, right? Like, first of all, he's not playing 82 games anymore. Like, he's not doing that. We've seen him sort of dwindle in the postseason. Do you stay in a position where you believe you will be able to add to your legacy as far as rings and championship, and you have this incredible life already? We know you're near the back end of this. What's the alternative? I guess it also becomes a question. The alternative is to go get paid highly and do nothing? I mean, you always are going to be LeBron James, so you are a draw, but like, what is your priority at this point in your career? Because remember, when he went out to LA, part of it was his family was out there and the other things that he was doing business-wise. Like, I can't answer that. What is his priority? If his priority is still being in LA and another championship, then yeah, I think you would take a little bit off, take a little bit less at this point in your career.
Wendy, to see LeBron leave LA and go play somewhere else to finish off his career, how big of a surprise would that be?
I do not expect that to happen, but it's definitely on the board. He is a free agent. And you look, the landscape that we see it today is not what the landscape is going to be on July 1st. There will be moves that happen in the NBA in the next 5 to 10 days that will affect who could come after LeBron James. I promise you, he will have potentially more options. Will they be better options than the Lakers? Probably not. I think what you want to do if you're LA, forget about the actual number of the salary. What you want is to make LeBron a partner. If he's coming in with you and saying, this is how this player that we can go get fits alongside you, fits alongside Luka, fills a need, helps us get closer to making a deep playoff run, then I think you will get a LeBron James who's more willing to maneuver on his salary. If you just get somebody who gets offered a take it or leave it contract, you're going to get something different. Rob Pelinka knows this. He's talked about wanting to respect LeBron for months. I think it's most likely he stays as a Laker, but I do not think it's guaranteed.
We have operated with the thought and sometimes the jokes. LeBron is the GM and the coach and everything else. But when you partner with